This presentation will explain the cognitive model. People seek cognitive therapy in order to make changes. Change usually involves managing negative emotions, changing behavior, influencing physical symptoms, and/or improving relationships. The cognitive model represents a model for understanding how changes can be accomplished. It is effective because it is based on our understanding of the workings of the mind. Emotional experience is at the heart of the cognitive model of the mind. Emotional experience is a driving force in our lives. We can categorize our emotions into three main factors. Each factor has a positive feeling at one end and a negative feeling at the other. The three main dimensions of emotional experience include, firstly, the happy or sad dimension. Other terms people consider along this dimension are contented, joyful, delighted, and elated on the happy end of this emotion, or blue, down, morose, or depressed on the sad end of the spectrum. The second main dimension of emotional experience is safety versus fear and anxiety. People use terms such as protected, shielded, secure, or confident to describe the emotion of safety, or concerned, scared, terrorized, panicky to describe their fear or anxiety. The third dimension of emotional experience is the love-hate dimension. And again, there are many terms to describe the positive end of this dimension, like friendly, warm, liking, fondness, and the more negative end of annoyed, hostile, angry, and enraged. Both positive and negative emotions vary considerably in their intensity. It is important to learn the difference between healthy emotional responses as opposed to problematic emotions. Emotions influence our behavior or our actions. Emotions also influence our body physiology. And the changes in body physiology in turn prepare us for action. In this example, the girl experiences the emotion of fear or anxiety. The emotion activates physical sensations such as elevated heart rate, blood pressure, muscle tension, and so forth. Both the emotion of anxiety and the physical sensations motivate her to try to escape or avoid the high place. The cognitive model explains how these feelings are created within us. As our senses encounter the world, signals are sent deep into the brain, where instantaneous interpretations are made. When that interpretation includes the belief that falling is a likely possibility, then fear results. Physical activation and behavior then follow. While this young lady experiences fear, the young man appears very comfortable. Our model states that they operate on different thoughts or underlying beliefs. She is operating on the principle that I could fall, whereas he is operating on the principle that I won't fall, the ropes will hold me. Our emotional responses then are based on our interpretations, thoughts, and more importantly, our beliefs about the event or the situation. We have two separate mental processes, conscious thoughts and underlying beliefs. Daniel Kahneman called these processes thinking fast and slow. This is the title of his best-selling book. There are differences between conscious thoughts and underlying beliefs. Conscious thoughts are slower whereas underlying beliefs are very fast. We are aware of our thoughts, but not always aware of our beliefs. Conscious thoughts are flexible to our guidance, whereas beliefs are not as easily changed. Conscious thoughts are used to plan and reflect, whereas beliefs are linked to our emotions. Conscious thoughts and underlying beliefs often directly contradict each other. So in summary, events of our life are first interpreted by thoughts and beliefs. Emotions are then activated, and the emotional reaction then activates our body physiology. We are then motivated to act. This model helps us to recognize that change is made when we can make changes to our thoughts and our beliefs. The model is also complicated by interactions within us. After emotions have been activated by thoughts and beliefs, we then have thoughts and beliefs about our emotional responses and physical sensations. This can intensify and prolong our emotional responses. Our actions will influence our thoughts, our physical sensations, and our emotions. Fully understanding these interactions helps us understand how we can panic about physical sensations or become anxious about becoming anxious and depressed, as well as many other secondary problems resulting from these interactions. Strategies used to help people achieve their goals in cognitive therapy are based on this basic model of how we operate as human beings.